We are in the holiday season, and a little movie by Universal Pictures finally came out. A movie I've been dying to see, and I finally got a chance to see it. Anthony actually had saw it before, and it was so good he had to see it twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so what we were talking about is Violent Night, starring David Harbour as Santa Claus. Man, that movie was everything I wanted it to be, and more. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be so uh centered in on just keeping that Christmas spirit and that kind of like Christmas energy. Like, I don't know how else you guys felt about that, but it, like, with all the carnage and violence and mayhem, like the whole core and essence of Christmas like was still a part of that movie and like a central point. It
Mhm.
was so cool. Like the found that they were able to balance those tones really well.
Like, they definitely made it work. And going in, you're thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be like a slaughter, like, kill movie. But they actually got like the sentimental parts right. They got all the different emotions right, and some good kills.
Dude, the choreography, the fight sequences had some pretty good choreography. I'm not gonna lie. Like the basement playroom whole set thing was
Mhm.
really good. It was really smart with the pool cues. There's some.
Are we doing spoiler or spoiler free review?
I was gonna try to make it spoiler free, but if you're watching and listening, we will put a minor spoiler review because we may go into some details on some of the fight sequences and some of the kills and minor plot points, or sorry, major plot points. But I mean, I'll do my best to avoid major stuff, but it was really good. Like, spoiler. No, I don't have the cool voice. I don't have the sexy spoiler voice. No, you have to announce spoiler. You can't do a whisper because if
Okay.
you do a whisper, they're gonna be like, wait, what's going on?
Spoiler.
Yeah, just like that. All right, so we're about. If you're getting into the point here, from this point on, we will mention some minor spoilers. I won't, but these other guys may go full range. But all right, let the floodgates open.
The backstory.
The backstory.
That was the best part. We want more of that.
The
There used to be
There
a
used to be a
second movie.
prequel.
Santa's backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
like a prequel spin-off TV show.
I needed that for a year. Again, minor spoilers. The year in which I got The Northman and we got another season of The Last Kingdom. I'm pretty Vikinged out. Also, God of War Ragnarok came out, so I'm pretty all up.
And Thor.
Yeah, and Thor: Love and Thunder. So there's a lot of Viking stuff going on. So
I mean, when that first scene came on, showing like the backstory,
his beard, dude,
yeah,
like was massive.
I looked at X and I'm like, the Northman?
Yeah, it's like, we're here, and like he just saw this like really massive grin on my face. I was like, this is amazing. Oh man, yeah, and you see like because there's a point where he gets into a little scrap and Santa realizes, holy crap, I'm bleeding. So he starts stitching himself up, and you see all these Nordic tattoos. I was like, these Nordic Germanic tattoos, it makes sense with Sinterklaas.
He has a snowflake tattoo.
And that's what I told Zach. I was like, is that a snowflake?
Yes, it is. And so it's cool because then he ends up getting on the radio and gets onto the same channel as little Trudy, the little girl who ran away from the kidnappers. Which is really funny because they ran away and they're like, nah, we're not going to mess with that kid because,
Who cares?
it's just a kid. Like, they underestimated the kid, but not a guy pretending to who they think is pretending to be Santa Claus. Just like, as John Leguizamo's character, Mr. Scrooge, is saying, is like, there's a gopher. Like, we got a gopher in here. I was like, oh, that's a cool code name. But he's just, he took out two guys and, some pretty wild stuff. But, yeah, man, Nikuman the Red. What a badass name.
I was trying to remember. I was trying to look up what his
Skull Crusher. His
name was.
He was a surgeon with that thing. Yeah, his name was Nikuman the Red. I was listening to the soundtrack because this is the one thing. The one thing that Anthony mentioned. He's like, dude, the licensed music. He's like, dude, the music in general. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Is it the orchestration, the licensed music? And he just goes, yes. Like
Everything, yes.
Everything is good, and it was perfect. Like the "Donde Está Santa Claus" song for that fight sequence. Again, like you have like the kind of like like an orchestrated like version of Silent Night playing around, even though they obviously know the movie's called Violent Night. Like Santa's straight up magic in this movie. Like he does this little like wink and nose trick, and he goes up chimneys. He's got a bottomless bag of toys and gifts. He has his reindeer that are legitimate flying reindeer. It's taken at face value that this is indeed the Santa Claus. It's awesome. Like it's cool that there's like, and then like Danny said, like there's backstory where you know that this man was a brutal Viking raider. You know, who he mentioned it. He's like, oh, I knew everything it was about greed and the bad stuff about humanity, and now he's like trying to foster the goodness. And you know, he's a little bit of a crisis of faith, and then little Trudy's here to help him kind of see the light in this violent night. See that? I rhymed.
Damn.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah. So dude. Okay, and there were still like Christmas puns thrown everywhere. My favorite,
all over the place.
My favorite was the kind of like the Scandinavian dude. He's like, you Americans love Christmas, but you know what my favorite holiday is? And in my mind, I'm like, please say it, Boxing Day. And he just cocks a left hand and knocks this guy out.
But he didn't even do it fast. He
was like,
he
it's
wound
coming.
up and then
The security guy in the chair is just like, the hell is he doing? And then just gets clocked out. Like he was out for the whole movie. Like they didn't even like double tap him to make sure he was dead. Like
he probably died from that
like
punch.
that punch. I mean, it was the wind up was so long you'd think he's dead. But yeah, these guys roll up on basically the big matriarch of this major, like, I guess it's like it's insinuated that she's like because she was on the phone with a senator, so she's probably a big like military contractor, somebody who makes a lot of money with those type of government deals. And it's funny because that matriarch is played by Beverly D'Angelo, and I was telling Danny and Zach, I was like, oh, like, this is National Lampoon. Like, she was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
She's the mom in all the movies.
She's the mom. And so it's cool her being like the grandmother and kind of like this like stone cold badass. And Vincent Cassell plays the sort of estranged prodigal son in a certain way, where like he's trying to break away from the family. He has an estranged wife right now. They're kind of like in the middle of a separation. They have their daughter Trudy, who is the one who believes in the Christmas spirit and Christmas magic. And then what's really funny is you have his sister, Jason. Alex Cassell plays Jason Lightstone. So Alva is played by Edie Patterson. If you have ever seen The Righteous Gemstones, she is amazing in that show. And so there's a lot of like that same energy in her character in this movie, and it's freaking hilarious, especially like with her like really D-list action star like husband.
Their pairing was
awesome.
Was hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I was thinking she's like, oh, if she calls him BJ or something, that's gonna be a throw. Like that's the name of her husband in Righteous Gemstones. I'm just like, dude, this is great. But
the main guy was Alex Hassel.
Yeah,
not Vincent.
I said Vincent. Did I say? Oh, I said Vincent Hassel. Yeah, it's supposed to be Alex Hassel.
Yeah,
I know him from.
He was in Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah, he was. He was vicious in Cowboy Bebop. That's why I got the V stuck, because he was vicious in the Bebop Netflix show. He was
translucent.
Translucent in The Boys.
Nice.
And he's also in the Tragedy of Macbeth that was on Apple TV
That's
Plus.
Right, he was in that.
Yeah, he was really good in that. And so like it was cool seeing him play sort of like because I always see him as like this like stone cold, like like he was an asshole in The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
He was just stone cold in both Bebop and in Tragedy of Macbeth. But then you see him kind of like this like not sure of himself, like really just under his mom's thumb and trying to do his best to get away from all of that. And it was cool to see that. And then the you have your Zoomer like less than Gen Zer like Bertie or Bertrude, his full name. It's freaking hilarious.
It's not a real name.
Not a real
Do
name.
better, guys. That dude's hilarious.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag
when he's
blessed.
like live streaming.
Oh my god, that was freaking great. So like that was cool to see like the tones of all that, and it was like, even the idea of so Santa like as Santa's getting like into fights, he's trying to get stuff out of his bag, and it's just video game. He's like, damn it, stupid games. Anybody want a bat or a sword? And then he whips out. What did he whip out? Was it
A
like
ukulele?
A ukulele? And I think it was like
that was someone else that whipped out ukulele. It was
oh no, that
Bjorn.
was Bjorn
Or the other guy that was playing out the gifts, and it's like
Like, what is this?
Like,
But he pulled out like
carries all
a
this
like a
stuff?
like a cane or a stick or something.
Yeah.
He pulled out something like that.
It looked like a kid's golf club or something like that.
Because then the guy he was trying to kick his ass.
I'm gonna break your
he
balls,
used it as
Santa. Yeah.
He used it as like in a cartoon where you grab a cane, you grab someone by the neck. It was kind of like
Oh yeah.
what the other guy used it for.
Yeah, that guy was out of hand. He's like, I'm gonna just he had like smaller bits of dialogue, but dude went swung for the fences, so to speak. And then you had that other guy that was like initially like he caught Santa in the room and he had a date with an icicle. And it's great because the movie frames this like, hey, it's a really big icicle. Somebody's probably gonna get hit with this. It was pretty like again like Anthony had mentioned before, like dude, these like the kills or the fight sequences are really creative. Even like there's overt callbacks to Home Alone.
That whole
It's
scene
great.
was great.
That whole scene was like I was worried. I'm like, man, how goofy is this gonna be? But they kind of showed exactly what would happen if this happened in real life. Like people are straight up maimed and deaded. Like they got deaded. It was great. I don't know, man. Like it's just that movie's awesome.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
What was the
All those puns.
there were so many other puns.
I love the Home Alone like references and Die Hard.
Yeah,
a little bit of
Oh
Die
yeah,
Hard,
Die Hard on Blu-ray.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, Die Hard on Blu-ray. The funniest part is one part is like, Trudy is she mentions like, yeah, I even saw Home Alone. I can make traps, and he's like, yeah, you do that, Trudy. I guess he was like, like, oh, I kid, do
Yeah.
it. She went and did it. Like,
He's like, I don't know what you're
there's-
talking about, but
yeah, he's like, I don't know what that is, but do it, dude. Flypaper like was legit, and it was cool because Santa, like, you can tell, like he kind of stayed out of stuff. Like he didn't know how to use a gun, which is cool because he kept it pretty low on the DL in terms of modern tech. But once he got his hold on a sledgehammer, guys, man, that really opened up some doors.
Yeah.
I think
Pretty
literally,
much like the last 40 minutes of this movie are out of hand.
Brutal.
Yeah, they're pretty out of hand.
remember, kids, an icicle is the perfect murder weapon because it melts and it doesn't leave any trace.
Oh my god.
no evidence.
No evidence. Man, like, and it was just like, and like all the plot beats and stuff like made sense. Like it wasn't like it was like the right amount of cheesy. I don't know how else to explain that. Like it was just perfect. Like it just did it right. Everything.
It was Die Hard with Santa.
Yeah, it's
It was.
Santa Die Hard.
So
Well,
You got
I mean, when you say cheesy, like in the sense like it's formulaic or not?
a little
really?
bit,
Like,
yeah. Like, cause you know the formula. Like, you have this thing, and then you have like the one thing that's supposed to happen, and there's a little mini twist, but like
Yeah.
you kind of can see it coming. But then you're like, man, how are they gonna make it work? They totally made it work. There's great like callbacks and like overt like there are things that are referenced in the beginning as kind of like tie-ins to the end. The main villain, surprisingly, like for the most part, I would say is like kind of competent. It's just his goons, like some are good, and then some are just like, he had to hire some of the like middle of the toy bin kind of sociopaths and like tryhards. And like the whole reveal when the villain realizes we're dealing with the real Santa Claus again, like it's one of those. It's like, you ruined Christmas for me, like those kind of things. You see it coming, but it's like, this is cool. Like they're not shying away from it, if that makes any sense. Like the movie knew what kind of movie it was making, and everybody, especially David Harbour, like just had too much fun. Like I
This
love
movie must have been a blast.
I'm sure
I love
Just
seeing people have
his,
fun.
his like sound effects of just like when he's like eating the cookies, like when he's trying the and he's like homemade.
Homemade. And like he stuffs them. He's like, yeah, I'm having these for
He just
later.
like stuffs with like
He was
stuffs
there
his
for a
pockets
while.
with candy
And then
canes.
He gets the milk. He's like, skim.
Skim milk.
Skim milk.
Oh, when he get now that you mentioned the candy cane,
Uh-huh.
then he turned that into
A weapon.
Oh yeah,
weapon.
he had it. And he was just like sucking the end of it, so that way it turns into.
That was
like
great.
Into a,
That
like
was,
a,
that was amazing.
That was awesome.
something
Like,
you can puncture with.
Something that every kid does.
yeah. And then
Just,
you
they
imagine
don't use it as a weapon.
but you kind
that
of
was
like
brutal.
you kind of imagine it. But then like it was like not. It was like basically uses the shiv There's a real dude. Okay, the grenade. I won't say the line that cracked me up, but it's in the trailer where there's like a grenade.
Is it? Oh, that sucks.
No, there's just there's the grenade getting stuffed, but not the thing after.
Okay.
But that part, dude, like it was like
That
maybe
part's hilarious.
we had the whole row to ourselves, and maybe there was like only like 2 other parties in the theater, but we were just like having the time of our lives. That part, that dude, I know that sequence. Zach was just like, oh my god, perfect. It's so good. I can't stress it enough. Like
Once it becomes hammer time, it's hammer time.
yeah. They basically like for the most part, those guys could not touch this. Like it was too good. Oh man, and the Home Alone sequence like had some awesome payoff. Because it's like you'd think like that with the overt reference, like the goons would realize like, oh, we're getting Home Alone right now, but like,
Nope.
oh man, like this girl went in. Like I think she really took that to heart. As like, oh, I'm gonna get creative, and like it's not like Kevin McAllister, like the entire house is a booby trap, but it's just like the one section to lead everybody in was perfect. And then like the payoff at the end, and it's of that it was great. I can't stop talking about this movie. It's too good.
I feel like at some points you're like, I don't think it'll get that graphic, or it can't top this, and then because it's like a Christmas movie, but then you're watching it.
It is
you're
a
like,
rated R movie.
and you're like, oh man, they're really going in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like the ice skates.
Ooh.
I almost forgot about the ice skates.
The
Dude,
star?
he totally just decapitated
The star?
Yeah, dude, the star. I even like I think I looked at Anthony. I was just like, please tell me they're gonna do the thing with the star. They do the thing with the star, and I was like, yes.
But then it
It's-
gets worse even
keeps
after they do
going.
it.
It's awesome. It just keeps like, oh, there's a
He's like,
smell.
ooh, ooh.
He's like,
a lot of
"Ooh,
smoke."
okay, yeah. And then that's when he does his like John McClane, and he's just like, no, this is Santa. Freaking Mr. Scrooge is like, what are you talking about? Like, no, what? And he realizes, damn, like this
He's
guy.
like, I gotta hurry this up because I gotta deliver more presents.
Yeah,
tonight."
like there's more presents, guys.
Is this guy serious?
He's like, this guy serious right now? He's like, up, yeah, he was. And like his reveal, like, what's great is like he has the list of just like, oh, who are we dealing with here? And like he knows who's in the house based off the naughty list. That was
cool
awesome.
how they did it.
That was a cool use of the naughty or nice list.
Yeah. I thought the nice list, especially with Trudy, was really awesome. And then like him explaining like everybody's gifts or their wishes, or like, oh, Trudy, you wrote me letters all the time, and you're just like, this is taking it all at face value.
When he goes to the guy like, oh, you wanted a bike or whatever.
I got you a bike in 82.
In 82,
How did
you
he
wanna
know
write
that?
How did he
because
know
you-
that's impossible?
You asked for it 50 times.
And then the Scrooge was like, whatever. Every kid asked for a bike.
Yeah, he's like, everybody wants that. It's stupid. And then like the escape method. He's like, well, obviously there's totally a thing there, right? And like you see even him just like,
He's like,
like-
I saw it.
yeah,
He's like, I saw
but
him go
he
up the
just
chimney.
went up the chimney, and like he's like this. The main big bad is having his like moment of just the hell is happening. Again, like if I were to like really describe the movie, yeah, it's like a like Die Hard with a mix of John Wick once the sledgehammer comes into play, with a bit of little bit tiny bits of Home Alone.
During Christmas.
Yeah,
with-
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because you have some people looking for money. Obviously, Anthony will get the reference because the whole thing about Clark's bonus.
Mhm.
And then obviously Beverly D'Angelo. You have I think honestly, like, because of just like how earnest, honest to goodness Christmassy it is, like there's a bit of like Elf in there, just because of just like there's parts where like, oh, you got to use the belief, you got to believe it, and like even Santa's like, it's Christmas magic, I don't know how it works.
Because people believe in, that.
That is my
that's it.
favorite thing. He's just like, it's Christmas magic,
He's-
even I don't know. I've been alive for so long, but it's Christmas magic.
Because then that line kind of makes me wonder, like, if he's been around for 1100 years, like he's immortal essentially. So did he really die, or did he just like pass
No,
out from
so-
like?
Yeah, he's immortal in the sense that like he cannot die. Minor spoilers. This is the 38th minute, but there's a point. There's a point where mortality is in question.
Spoilers.
where it's like, you know, what happens here? Is it just an age thing? It's definitely like, you know, you can see throughout the fight, like he can get battered up and stuff, but he's been alive since at least the 700s or like 780,
I mean,
770 something.
The 900s.
I just don't think
or 800s, 900s. Yeah.
I think we have to wait for the
was
second one to get more of the backstory, because
Right.
they alluded to like, so he was just like a man, a Viking,
Yeah.
and then I guess at some point,
like they didn't say why.
yeah, at some point
Or
maybe he
how.
met some witch, and maybe the witch gave him powers of Santa Claus. You never know. And
Exactly.
that's why he's just like, so I've been immortal ever since then, and I've been
I'm gonna
doing this thing since then.
and he has, you know, he has a Mrs. Claus, you know, that's there too. And I'm guessing because, you know, Vikings, the first legit Viking raid on English soil was on Lindisfarne. It was 793. I know that. I studied history. Sorry, but yeah, that was a raid. So it's between from maybe 770s, 780s, and beyond, and or because of the whole thing, and then obviously Christianity. A friend of mine, after watching the movie, he said Jesus is canon because when like they used the nativity set with Jesus, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like he apologized to the baby Jesus.
And also, when this one dude was running away from him, he goes, "Oh Jesus!" and he goes, "No, not quite." And he
No,
goes,
not
it's
quite.
Santa.
Yeah, not quite. It's Santa.
And then he chucks the
then-
sledge.
I mean, just
Dude, I totally forgot that. He just snipes him with a sledgehammer. Dude, he was a surgeon with that thing.
if you
Had
had
3 heads in one sweep.
if you haven't seen the movie and you just listened to that, you would be like, this movie sounds like trash.
It's not.
But it's
not.
perfect.
Absolutely not trash. It is. I'm saying it right now. I'm gonna put it there as like a Christmas classic to watch.
Yes, it's
I'll watch it again for
it's-
sure.
I would
Every
agree.
Christmas.
it's pretty even with the audience score and the what do you call it, the Rotten
Critics.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes
score, yeah.
aggregate.
Yeah, it's pretty even. So
What is the score?
if
I haven't
you
seen it.
go by any of those metrics to watch a movie,
Mid-70s? No, it's like 70 something, and then like audience score is
it's like 80 something. Yeah.
So yeah, because right now, IMDb 7.1 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes 71 out of 71%. Sorry, and 4 out of 5 for Common Sense Media. Never heard
Don't
of
worry
them.
about that.
Okay.
Audience score. Hit
I'll
it.
look it up now.
It's 88, I think, something like that.
88. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. 'Cause,
Nice.
it's too good.
But yeah,
It's so good.
it's really fun.
Yeah. Like
if
Anthony
you could
said,
handle the violence, then it's really fun.
if that's one of those where like you're gonna cheer on the violence. I said it before. David Harbour, I want to like it's gonna be like, you know, people know him for Stranger Things. Like I want to be like, hey, you did so well in this movie. Like it's like you can tell like he just like he rode the line like, oh, I'm having fun, but like, oh wait, this is a Christmas movie too. So it's like it's almost like when Zach talked about the Hallmark formula. Like there are certain things you have to have, or like you have to embody if you're gonna be a movie that's very like earnest about Christmas cheer and the Christmas spirit. And he really embodied that, even with the, you know, the over the topness. The Santa is a reformed Viking kind of thing. It's perfect. Like they gave us just enough that we're just like, damn, I want more. Like
Yeah,
I definitely want more.
Violent Night 2. Like what is
Violent
it? What's it
Nighter?
called? Yeah, Violent Nighter.
Violet Nighter.
More violenter.
Yeah. You know, and a happy new cheer. No, happy new.
I just read like the synopsis on Rotten Tomatoes,
Mhm.
and there's a line that says, "And he's about to show why this Nick is no saint."
Oh, God.
That's perfect.
Wait, is that in the
That's someone's IMDb
Like the
review.
no, like the
the
movie,
actual consensus?
Yeah.
Or, I mean the whatever the
movie
actual review.
info on Rotten
That's the
Tomatoes.
Yuletide log line. Is that what that is?
Yuletide log. Oh man, I loved also Trudy quotes a line from Home Alone, and I was just like, nice.
Which one?
Merry Christmas, you filthy
Oh yeah,
animal.
that's right.
That was great. And a Happy New Year.
She was so loud in the car.
Yeah,
they're
well,
like,
because she was
"Ooh."
having so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
He was
just.
just copying the movie.
Yeah, she did the Macaulay
The
Culkin
shaving.
aftershave scream. Yeah, but it's fun. It's weird. I think she must have seen parts 1 and 2 because she said "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal" because that one's
part 2.
in part 2 with angels with even filthier souls. That's a lie. Cheeks, bony bag, Cliff. I can go on forever, baby.
I believe you, but my,
My
Tommy
Tommy
gun
gun
don't.
It's weird, Anthony. I have that programmed where it's somebody. If somebody says, "Oh, I believe you," in our mind, we want to
It's just
respond
like,
with,
but my
"Oh,
Tommy
my
gun
Tommy
don't.
gun don't." Oh, that's great. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10, or one count of 3. Yeah, it's
10.
awesome. That was part 1. He's like 1, 2, 10. Like, oh man, yeah, dude. It's guys. It's
So,
it's
do you
awesome.
guys recommend Violent Night?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
So, is it
I think one of the best Christmas movies by far.
yeah?
Look at that.
What do you rate it?
8 out of 10.
8 snowflakes.
I would give it an 8.5 because like there's some small nuggets of like true quality in there that's just like, you know,
The music's
no,
too good, man.
Yeah, no lumps of coal at all because again, everything like even I forgot I looked up the composer, but I haven't seen hasn't done too much. I think just other TV shows, but the music arrangement with the licensed songs, the overarching plot, with just with even with the Lightstone family alongside Santa and the villains kind of like looking for it's simple, just like in Home Alone and Die Hard, like they're looking for a paycheck and they got a plan and they're trying to make it work, but everything is done so well. Actually, yeah, it's like a mix because of it. It's a mix of Die Hard's 1 and 2 in terms of the villains, based off of stuff that goes on. Die Hard 2 has people on snowmobiles.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I just more recollection. Pretty cool.
Wait, what were you saying about the composer? That he.
I thought he did TV shows.
No,
last
but
time
I
checked.
mean, he's done a lot of movies that we're familiar with, like Spirited, Bullet Train, The
there
King's
it is.
Man,
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Peter Rabbit. He did
I've not seen that.
Dominic Lewis. Yeah.
his first film, I guess, it's a short film. It's a How to Train Your Dragon one, actually. Gift of the Night
Oh.
Fury.
Oh, so this is Zach's new favorite
Uh-oh.
composer. That's not Hans Zimmer.
Or Lauren Balfe.
Actually, he did work on a few movies, not as like the main composer, but as like additional music. It's
Yeah, like he did Spirited, which again, so he had practice doing Christmas music.
All right.
So he did Spirited.
I mean, it just came out too, so he probably did both of them like around the same time. right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh snap! He did the music for the DuckTales show. So that probably
Ooh.
means he rearranged. Let me see if he rearranged the moon theme. Yes,
He's doing Baymax. The one
Yeah.
coming on
So
Disney
he did
Plus,
it for
too.
the cartoon?
he rearranged the moon. He must have rearranged the moon theme from the NES game.
Awesome.
Fun fact: if for us old school heads, one of the games we played on the original Nintendo was the DuckTales game, where
Back in my day.
basically, yeah, because Scrooge just pogo sticks on a cane, and that game has one of the most like iconic theme songs ever. It's the Moon level, and they actually incorporated that music into a plot point of the series. It's awesome. Like all of us, like old school like geeks and nerds, like went nuts. It was awesome. But yeah, so Dominic Lewis has a really good portfolio in there. So
mean,
he did Man in the High Castle.
The whole last scene that was pretty much like the boss battle. The music in that was ridiculous. 'Cause
It was
like
so out of hand.
it was like an epic version of Silent Night with other like Christmas songs mixed in, and it was like, and obviously with the like chorus in the background, like
During a final
yeah,
showdown.
that's ridiculous.
Dude,
And then you hear like the jingle bells in the background.
oh man, dude, it's freaking awesome. Like again, everything has the payoff. It's so good.
And that death at the end too was pretty.
Yeah.
That was
That was a
Oh,
way to
man.
end
that
it.
was that was a good
Dude,
one.
it was
That was a good one.
ridiculous.
That was an
Ridiculous.
awesome
That was a
one.
brutal one. Yeah.
Yeah, again, like it doesn't skimp on a lot of the gore there. So, oh, I forgot the shredder too in the.
Yeah.
In the barn.
That was another. That was another.
That was another one. I was like, go! Like you see it, you're like, oh, they're gonna use it, and you just yes, like immediate like payoff. Like there weren't like any like wild subversions. Like you knew it was like, oh, we're gonna do this. Yes, let's do it. Like it was just hey, like it's like we know what you want. So it's just like okay, we're gonna give it to you.
They did very well on knowing what we want.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
for sure, go watch it if you
We got what we wanted for
haven't
Christmas.
gotten a chance to.
Basically, yeah, we got what we wanted for Christmas. Oh man, yeah, guys. So everybody listening, everybody watching, Violent Night.